Hey cinephiles. On December 6th, 2018, just 2 days after he'd been announced as the host for the upcoming 91st Academy Awards, Kevin Hart stepped down from his would-be hosting duties after receiving backlash over old tweets. In the fallout, the 2019 Oscars ran hostless.
We are not your hosts, but we're going to stand here a little too long so that the people who get USA Today tomorrow will think that we hosted.
And this seemed to cast a shadow over the next 2 years, which also had no host. But in January 2022, it was announced that the Oscars would be having a host for the first time in 4 years, which is why I asked you over on the Cineflect Community tab, who do you think should host the Oscars and why? It's time for Cineflection is an ongoing series where I give you an open-ended prompt about something film-related and then collect your responses with my own for a video on the topic. To take part in the next installment, be sure to check out the Cineflect Community tab. Alright, let's see who you want to host the Oscars. A Screenwriter's Journey says Lin Manuel Miranda, because he's hot right now.
So hot right now.
And used to performing in front of a large audience. This is an excellent idea. If I had to pick the MVP of 2021, it would probably be Lin Manuel Miranda, who was behind 4 big releases last year. He wrote the songs for In the Heights, Vivo, and Encanto, and also had his directorial debut with Tick Tick Boom. I can practically already hear the rap he would bust out to open the ceremony. Love this idea. Honestly, it makes so much sense that I'm sure the Academy has already considered it. Jose says Keanu Reeves would be super cool. Yes, he would be. Keanu is a national treasure. He's legendary, he's iconic, and this would be hot on the heels of him reprising his most famous role, Neo, in The Matrix Resurrections. Just judging from his few minutes on stage at the Microsoft press conference at E3 2019.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
If Keanu hosted the Oscars, it would probably supply us with enough meme material to last us to the year 2077. And hopefully Cyberpunk 2077 will be playable on consoles by then. Man, I'm still so bummed out about that game. Anyways, you say Keanu, I say Keanu, we all say Keanu. I do think he's way too cool for the Academy though. And speaking of too cool for the Academy, James commented a Tilda Swinton Ethan Hawke tag team could elevate the show tenfold based upon their undying natural charisma. I cannot argue with that. Swinton is my favorite actress working today, and I love Hawke's work as well. I gotta say, this is an interesting pairing because I don't believe they've ever done a film together. And I don't know, let me know if you agree, but I feel like the reason these two are so enigmatic is because they would probably never do something like host the Oscars, which makes this one of those dream will never happen, but it would be amazing if it did scenarios. Ethan Guest says Tim Robinson. Emrys says The Rock, and that the idea for him being the host of a prestigious event is hilarious. Only if he wears that hat from Jungle Cruise though. That's gotta be in the contract. Seriously, The Rock is charming, charismatic, he can sing, and he could beat up anybody in the room. What more could you want? Actually, speaking of Jungle Cruise, what if he and Emily Blunt tag teamed this ceremony? Yes? No? Maybe so? Alexis says Jonah Hill and Octavia Spencer to make us laugh and show some diversity. Another interesting pairing because I'm not sure what inspired it, but they are both very talented and very funny. I could see them playing off of each other well. But can Octavia Spencer be in mom mode, please?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Okay, spoiler alert for Spider-Man No Way Home for the 2 of you that haven't seen it. Ruben suggests all 3 Spider-Mans. Spider-Mans? Spider-Man? All 3 versions of Spider-Man, just based off their interactions in the film, that would be a metric ton of fun and would probably significantly boost the ratings. On that subject, you can check out my recent video essay, Should Spider-Man Far From Home be nominated for Best Picture? The King is Fun says, nobody, because it would still be cringy AF. Harrison says, Bo Burnham is the only correct choice. Everyone else is a bad pick. Well, I guess that settles it. Thanks for watching. Okay, no, not quite done yet.
Could I interest you in everything all of the time?
Bo Burnham is an inspired pick. Inside was possibly the single best thing I saw in 2021, so to have the talented one-man show and crew responsible host the Oscars would be very fitting. And like Lin Manuel Miranda, the original song or songs he'd produce for the show could be incredible. Dear Nancy says, Jordan Peele will be a fun choice. I want some humor at the award show this year. I would add Keegan-Michael Key to the mix so we could have Key and Peele host the Oscars. We could only be so lucky. But I feel like this ship has sailed. The Academy really should have tried to make this happen back in 2015 when their show was still on and at its peak. Peele, for one, is a writer-director now, so I don't see him needing or wanting to do this. Still, it's a great pick and fun to imagine. Mark chimed in with the single best worst suggestion, Chris Pratt, but in full Mario costume and voice for the entire show. That sounds like an Academy Award straight from hell, though it still might be better than last year's ceremony. If nothing else, it will finally let us know how Pratt is going to voice the Italian plumber made in Japan for that cursed upcoming animated film, a thought that keeps me up at night. A couple of you didn't have a specific suggestion, but wanted someone who was genuinely funny, so I guess I can round this off with two ideas that I had. One of my all-time favorite series is The Trip, where you have Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon playing versions of themselves. They openly embrace their mid-tier celebrity status, try to one-up each other doing impressions, and they are just an all-around hilarious hang.
Just when I thought I was out, they put me back in.
Granted, these two Brits would be more at home hosting the BAFTAs, which they surprisingly never have, and it would undoubtedly make a bigger splash on the other side of the pond. Still, I'd love to see it happen here. But if that's too much of a pie-in-the-sky choice, that's okay, because I have an American alternative in Nick Kroll and John Mulaney. These two have already hosted the Independent Spirit Awards a couple of times, and they absolutely killed it.
I love your name, by the way, Timothy Chalamet. I want to hear RuPaul say, Chalamet, you stay. DuVernay, sashay away.
Timothy, by the way, thanks for taking a break from the gas station to come over here to the awards.
I would love to see them given a bigger stage and even more celebs to dunk on. And to sweeten the deal, they could do segments or hell, even the entire thing as Gil and George, their elderly men from the Upper West Side characters.
Oh, hello.
That would make for an Oscars to remember. And those are some of the people the Cineflect community would like to see host the Oscars. What do you think of these picks? And who would you like to see host the Oscars? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you down there. Also, head over to the Cineflect Community tab to take part in the next installment of
Cineflection.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to Cineflect for video essays, film lists, and more.
I got this!
And click that bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching. For Cineflect, I'm JS Lewis. Until next time, watch something good.